Welcome to Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body. This is an Alzheimer's Association education program. My name is Jo Cotto, and I'm the Senior Program Manager for the Alzheimer's Association Vermont chapter. Our office is located in Williston. Please come visit between 9 and 4, Monday through Friday. My connection to Alzheimer's disease is unfortunately very common. My ex-husband's stepfather had Lewy body dementia and Parkinson's disease. It was a tsunami effect on our family, and I watched a very affluent, very loving, very caring family fall apart because of the disease. Now we're all okay, but it took a lot to get there and a lot of resources, and we had everything at our disposal. So I do this work in memory of Pepe. Pepe taught me how to body surf and watch old westerns, because I didn't know about them before I met him. So I do this in his memory. This program is intended to provide you with science-based recommendations about taking care of our brains and bodies. We'll share stories and offer tips on how to make small changes to build healthier habits. We encourage you to think about your health and lifestyle and how you might make changes to live healthier. So this program is intended for anybody at any age. You can make changes as early as 5 years old and as late as 95. So nobody is too old or young for this program. And you can find these resources at alz.org/education or by contacting us, your local chapter. By the end of this program, you will hear about strategies for healthy decision-making in the following areas: sleep, smoking, mental health, physical activity, balanced nutrition, cognitive engagement, and social engagement. Throughout this program, you will hear tips on each of these strategies. As we go through these, be sure to fill in the worksheet with some ideas of things you can try. And the worksheet is your notebook that you will bring to this presentation. And it's just making sure that you document things that you learn, because if you write it down, you're more likely to do it. We're going to learn a little bit about the brain. So the brain is the control center of the entire body. It manages everything, including our thoughts and movement. There are approximately 100 billion nerve cells called neurons in the brain. They are structured like branches of a tree, creating a network of pathways through which signals are sent to form memories, thoughts, and feelings. Many diseases can affect the brain. For example, Alzheimer's progressively destroys brain cells as it moves through the brain, affecting more functions as the disease progresses. We know that the heart and brain are connected, and that what is good for the heart is good for the brain. Now science is able to tell us why this is true and what we can do to maximize health. Much of the heart-brain connection is due to the fact that the brain is nourished by the body's richest network of blood vessels. The oxygen and other elements delivered to the brain through the bloodstream keep the brain nourished. So each time your heart beats, 20 to 25% of the blood being moved goes to the brain. This is why keeping the heart in good working order also helps keep the brain fueled to do its work. Although this program is about more than Alzheimer's, and other dementias, it's helpful to know some basic information about them. This can help you understand how they can be related to healthy living and what we can do to help our brains and bodies. Let's try a knowledge check. Do you think Alzheimer's is a normal part of aging? True or false? You guys get to do this.
False.
All right. Excellent. Alzheimer's is a progressive and fatal brain disease. Symptoms usually develop slowly and get worse over time. While the greatest known risk factor for Alzheimer's is increasing age, the disease is not a normal part of aging. Most individuals with the disease are 65 and older. After age 65, the risk of developing Alzheimer's doubles every 5 years. After age 85, the risk is about 1 in 3. As we get older, it's common to experience some age-related changes to memory or thinking abilities, such as forgetting where we left something, like our keys, and finding it later, or sometimes having trouble finding the right word. This is known as cognitive decline. Dementia is a general term used to describe problems with thinking and memory that are severe enough to interfere with a person's daily life. Dementia is not a part of normal aging. It is caused by damage to the brain cells that affect these cells' ability to communicate, which can affect thinking, behavior, and feelings. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia. Worldwide, an estimated 55 million people are living with Alzheimer's and other dementias. There is currently no cure for Alzheimer's. However, there are drugs and non-drug options that can help with symptoms and may have the ability to slow disease progression. While there are currently no proven methods to prevent cognitive decline or dementia, research has shown that we can take action to reduce our risk of developing it and help maintain or potentially improve overall health. Now let's take a look and let's talk about what affects our overall health and well-being. Many factors can impact health, including genes, family history, environment, and lifestyle. So as we age, it's common for us to experience some similar changes, like getting gray hair, getting wrinkles, and needing glasses for reading. We all experience that. But as individuals, we experience getting older in many different ways. This is due in part to our genes. Genes are beyond our control and influence the way we are. For example, some family genes allow them to live well into their 90s or even longer, while other family genes might have diseases earlier in life that may shorten their lifespan. In addition, the environments in which we work, play, and live can have significant effects on our health, and many of these are difficult to change and beyond our control. But we do have control over other factors involving our health. Making improvements in these areas could positively affect overall health, even for individuals with a family history of certain conditions, like dementia or heart disease. Your blood pressure, blood sugar, weight, and cholesterol levels are all key parts of the story of your overall health, including your brain. It's important to understand these numbers and keep an eye on them. Growing research suggests that many factors that increase the risk of heart disease and stroke may also increase the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. There is strong evidence of the connection between midlife high blood pressure or hypertension and later life dementia. This evidence also shows that controlling blood pressure can have a significant effect on your risk of cognitive decline and possibly dementia. So keeping diabetes controlled is important. Studies have shown an increase in the risk of cognitive decline and possible dementia among individuals living with diabetes. Although diabetes has not to this point been proven to cause Alzheimer's disease. Maintaining a healthy weight is important too. Research has found that midlife obesity may be associated with an increased risk of dementia. We know that a good cholesterol level is good for the heart, and what's good for the heart is good for the brain. The best way to combat these health concerns is to know your numbers and keep an eye on them, especially if they may change. So talking to your doctor or other health care professionals, to understand what your numbers should be and what they mean for your overall health is paramount. Many of the healthy living strategies we will talk about today have the potential to support you in working to maintain optimal numbers. Another quiz. Let's pause for it. So, true or false? It's never too early or too late to incorporate healthy habits.
True.
Yeah. People of all ages can benefit from adding in more healthier behaviors. Let's learn about some of them. So today we will explore these aspects of healthy living: getting better sleep, quality sleep, being smoke-free, taking care of your mental health, getting moving, eating healthy, challenging yourself, and staying connected. We'll look at what science tells us about changes we can make in each of these areas to help our bodies and our brains. So as we touch on each area, think about how you can apply this to your own life. Consider how you can do what you enjoy, make gradual changes that are relevant for you and how you live, and start now, regardless of your age. First, let's talk about sleep. Quality sleep is essential for overall health and well-being. Not only does sleep allow us to rest and recharge, it also affects our ability to maintain healthy blood pressure and control diabetes. Inadequate sleep due to conditions like insomnia or sleep apnea can cause problems with memory and thinking. Sleep apnea is a condition in which breathing stops and restarts many times while you are sleeping. Adults should aim for no less than 6 hours of rest a night. Of course, sometimes that can vary or be interrupted from others in your home, or noise, or other factors that make this difficult. It's important to try to improve the quality of your sleep whenever possible. Think about your own sleep habits. Do you get enough sleep? More importantly, do you get enough quality sleep? What kind of environment helps you sleep? What changes might help you create a more peaceful environment? How can you minimize disruptions? Keeping these questions in mind, we're going to talk through some tips that can help improve quality of sleep. So let's start by thinking about the environment. Ask yourself this: do you sleep better when you are cooler or warmer? Do you need silence or light noise or music in the background? Do you prefer some light or complete darkness? Consider what changes you might make, such as adding more or fewer blankets, a fan or white noise or temperature control, a night light or blackout curtains, noise-canceling headphones, or a sound machine. Try to minimize any disruptions. Can you sleep in a separate space from others, such as partners, pets, or family members? Is it possible to change others' routine to help yourself? For example, setting different bedtimes or turning off TV noise at a certain time. Experts recommend turning off your screens before bedtime to help wind down for sleep. So if you use your phone for music or an alarm clock, like most of us do, put it out of reach so you aren't tempted to pick it up and look at it. If you frequently experience sleep problems or have sleep apnea, talk with a healthcare professional. Okay. Smoking cessation. The next aspect of healthy living will explore how to be smoke-free. Did you know that smoking has a direct impact on the health of your brain? Studies have found that smoking increases the risk of cognitive decline and may increase the risk of dementia. The benefits of quitting smoking include a lower risk of heart attack, stroke, and lung disease, better blood circulation, and avoiding exposing others to secondhand smoke. Quitting smoking may also reduce a person's chance of developing cognitive decline back to the level of non-smokers. If you currently smoke, think about what could help you stop. If you don't smoke, what's helped you stay smoke-free? What resources are available online in your community? Let's discuss some ways to become smoke-free. So, quitting is hard, we know that. Finding support through quit lines and talking with your doctor or other healthcare professionals are definitely options, or looking for smoking cessation programs or strategies that work for you. Taking care of your mental health. It is important to prioritize yourself, make time for self-care. You may have a lot on your plate. Maybe you care for others, are juggling a heavy workload, or are dealing with life's unexpected surprises. So you want to pay attention to your stress level and any symptoms of anxiety, depression, or other mental health concerns. These affect the health of your brain. Talk with your doctor about how you are feeling, both physically and mentally. Some of the healthy habits we've talked about in this program are good examples of self-care. For example, studies have shown that regular physical activity decreases stress, increases your ability to manage stress, and leads to better overall better mood. Sleep also contributes to mental health. And we all want to be this happy, right? Yes. Taking time to care for yourself is important, especially if you are caring for others. Even if you are busy with a full-time schedule, it helps to take a few minutes to give yourself a break. This can help boost your mood and lower your stress. Remember, self-care is not selfish. Think about some things you like doing and how you can incorporate building breaks into your day. How can you focus on self-care? Here are some ideas. Choose something that makes you happy and feels like a break, even if it's only for a few minutes. You might enjoy taking a short nap, sipping a cup of tea or favorite beverage, going for a walk, playing a game or completing a puzzle, reading, dancing, singing, making art, cooking or baking, or just laughing, like listening to a funny podcast or watching a comedy. We like to move it, right? Getting moving is so important. There's quite a bit of research on how physical activity affects our brains and keeps them healthy as possible. Many studies have found that consistent physical activity is associated with lower risk of cognitive decline. Some researchers say that if people have to choose one thing to do to improve their brain functioning, it should be physical activity. Evidence suggests that physical activity may directly benefit brain cells by increasing blood and oxygen flow. It may also reduce other dementia risk factors such as high blood pressure and diabetes. Most researchers believe exercise should be regular and be the more vigorous side. Things like getting the heart pumping and blood flowing. Other studies have shown benefits from milder activities such as walking or strength training. However, we don't have a single recipe for what may work best. For most people, any increase in movement is a positive change and can have an impact on your positive overall health. It can feel hard or overwhelming to think about adding more movement into your already full day, but little changes add up. Research shows that even 20 to 30 minutes of walking a few times a week can have tremendous health benefits. The most important thing to be is as active as you can and to do activities that you enjoy so you'll continue to do them. So think about what activities you would like to try. How can you build more physical activity into your day? Is there something you can ask? Is there somebody or someone that you can ask to join you? Here are some tips to help you get started to incorporate more healthy activity into your routine. If this is new for you, that's okay. Start small and find things that might already be a part of your day. Walk around your neighborhood, take the stairs more often, or get off the bus to a stop earlier. Think about what activities you like to do or want to try. Try to move quickly to get your heart rate up and sweat a little bit, maybe a lot. Activities like tennis or dancing are great ways to do so. My choice for this presentation after I learned it was tap dancing, and it's quite fun. Ask friends to join you. This way you can make it social, right? Another benefit for your brain, and get support for starting something new or making it routine. As always, check with your doctor or other healthcare professional to make sure new activity is safe for you. The next area that we will explore is balanced nutrition. Eating an overall healthy diet may reduce your risk of many diseases. As we've already discussed, what's good for the heart is good for the brain. The same is true when it comes to the food that we eat. Food fuels the body. We know that healthy fuel for the body benefits brain functioning. Eating a balanced diet may reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, stroke, and diabetes. But there are many differing opinions about what is best to eat to maximize health. Research on the relationship between nutrition and cognitive functioning is somewhat limited, but it does point to the benefits of balanced nutrition. So two good examples of this are the DASH diet, the dietary approach to stop hypertension, and the Mediterranean diet. The DASH diet is a flexible and balanced eating plan. Studies show that the DASH diet lowers high blood pressure and improves levels of blood lipids, or fats in the bloodstream. This may reduce the risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Because the DASH diet is a healthy way of eating, it may also lower the risk of osteoporosis, cancer, heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. The Mediterranean diet incorporates the basics of healthy eating along with the traditional cooking style of countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea. A research study of more than 1.5 million healthy adults demonstrated that following a Mediterranean diet could reduce the risk of death from heart disease and cancer. It may also reduce the risk of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. But these are just examples. There are others. The more important thing is to find balanced options in the food you eat and the food that is important to your culture. The diets that have been shown to be the most effective have certain things in common. Here, you can see key elements from both diets I just mentioned. You might be pretty familiar with some of these things and take a moment to start thinking about how you can incorporate them into the meals that you eat regularly or that are important to your culture or family. They include incorporating more fruits and vegetables into your daily diet. Some studies show that certain fruits, such as berries, may be particularly helpful, and eating green, leafy vegetables has been shown to have healthy benefits. Eating nuts, beans, and whole grains, eating lean meats, fish and poultry, choosing foods containing polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, which are found in nuts, plant-based oils, particularly olive oils and avocado oils, and fish, aiming for a diet low in saturated fats, and staying away from processed foods, deep-fried foods, and large amounts of sugar and salt. It's never too late to adopt a heart-healthy diet. Studies show that making these changes even later in life can help benefit the brain. But making changes to what we regularly eat can be hard. Let's talk about suggestions on how to make healthier eating changes work for you. Think about what you could do to cook differently or make your meals healthier. What healthy foods could you swap in? What new foods would you be willing to try? Let's go over some tips for healthier eating. Use olive oil instead of butter in preparing food. Use low-sodium spices or flavorings instead of salt. Don't add extra salt when cooking pasta, rice, or hot cereal. Read food labels and choose low-sodium or no salt-added options. Focus on what you can add instead of what you are taking away. That was my personal takeaway from this presentation too, that one. Choose plain, fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables. Build meals around vegetables, beans, and whole grains. Choose fresh or frozen skinless poultry, fish, and lean cuts of meat. Eat fish a couple days per week, and serve fresh fruit for dessert. That's a tough one, but give it a try. Okay, moving on. It's tough because I'm Scandinavian with that one. There are many vitamins and supplements available on the market today. However, it is important to proceed with caution. The World Health Organization says that vitamin supplements are not recommended to reduce the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Balanced nutrition, like we just discussed, will have the biggest advantage for promoting the health of your body and brain, not supplements. Labels for supplements cannot make drug claims or state that they alleviate symptoms of the disease because they are not drugs as defined by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Many are created with little or no regulation and may be potentially dangerous. Beware of false claims and know that vitamins and dietary supplements may interact with medications. The best way to understand and address how to take care of yourself is to talk with a healthcare professional. There's a theme here, as you note. If you do have a nutritional deficiency, they can identify this and counsel you on the next right step. Supplements should only be used under the supervision of a medical professional. Next, let's see how much you know about another area of health. And it's not playing chess. Challenge your brain can lower your risk of cognitive decline. True or false?
I think that's true.
All right. Bing, bing, bing. Challenging your brain might have short-term and long-term benefits for your brain. This is the guy in the classroom. So cognitive or mental engagement is a term that means keeping our minds active. Anything that uses your brain in challenging ways is a cognitive activity and can positively have benefits for your brain. This can be learning new skills, working on a challenging task, or engaging in ongoing learning. Scientists believe that as you use your mind in new and challenging ways, your brain builds new connections between brain cells. The more connections you have, the more nimble your brain is, and the better you may be able to guard against the effects of injuries and diseases that can compromise brain function. Cognitive engagement encourages blood flow to the brain, and mentally stimulating activities may possibly maintain or even improve cognition. Formal education is also important. Research has shown that engaging in classroom-based learning, led by professional trained teachers, will help your healthy brain be healthy and can protect you from developing dementia. Some research believes that this may even be due to education creating a robust network of communication pathways between neurons in the brain. So how can we challenge ourselves? Ask yourselves, what new hobbies or skills do you want to learn? Keyword is want. Are there activities you can think of that sound like a fun challenge? What topics would you like to learn more about? Focus on topics of interest that are a challenge for you. Which is challenging for one person might be challenging for another person, or what is challenging. I chose to learn Spanish. No habla español muy bueno. I'm not very good at it. I'm still trying it, and I booked a trip to Ecuador with my sister just to see how I do with that. So that should be interesting. So looking at tips, taking a class at a local college, right, or community center on a new topic or skill, trying a new cooking technique or learning a new language, such as Spanish, Espanol, building a piece of furniture, or creating something artistic, learning to paint or play a new instrument, or learning a strategy game like chess. So before I move to the next slide, while completing jigsaw or crossword puzzles can be a good way to manage stress, cognitive engagement is about solving a problem that you are stumped or figuring out ways to approach a familiar task in a more effective way. It requires that you think steps ahead and make plans for adapting to changes, like thinking about what an opponent may do in a game like chess. While brain activities, such as computer games that aim to improve memory and attention span, are an exciting area of ongoing study to evaluate their impact on cognition, none of these activities are currently proven to prevent dementia or Alzheimer's disease. I know. So be cautious of commercially marketed brain games with big claims and promises. Oops. The final area that we'll talk about today looks at social engagement. And you've all nailed it by being here for this presentation. Or connecting with others in a social setting, which can have many social benefits and benefits for your brain and heart. There is some research that shows connecting with others may support brain health. Those who are regularly engaged with other people also tend to have reduced rates of mortality and disability. We know that people don't do well in isolation. It's in fact been all over the news this past year. When people feel well connected to others, they tend to make healthier choices in other parts of their lives. So there are many ways to connect with others and reap the benefits of social interactions. As always, do activities that are meaningful to you. This will provide the greatest connection with those around you. Think about how you'd like to connect with others and where there might be some new opportunities to do so, such as getting involved in your community or joining a club or a group. There are a number of ways that you can maintain strong social connections, including volunteering, and we have many volunteer roles in the Alzheimer's Association for a cause that's important to you. That was just a plug. Scheduling regular phone calls or video chats with family or friends. Visiting family and friends. Even if you're not in the mood, it's still good to go. Or becoming involved in your community. So let's do a quick recap of what we learned in today's program because there's a lot of information shared. In general, a key principle is that what is good for your heart is good for your brain. The important elements of healthy living for your brain and body include getting healthy sleep and quality sleep, being smoke-free, taking care of your mental health, being physically active and eating healthy, and challenging yourself and staying socially connected. All of these things have potential benefits. In fact, there's ongoing research into how engaging in multiple activities across these areas may have the greatest benefit for brain health. So whenever possible, think about how you can make changes that affect more than one area at the same time to maximize the health benefits of your brain. For example, taking a walk with a friend combines physical activity and social engagement. As many of you shared with your great examples today, you can make small changes that will have a significant impact, helping you live as well as possible. It's never too early or too late to start building more healthy habits into your life. So before we wrap up with today's program, let's learn a little bit about the Alzheimer's Association and some additional resources that we offer. And this is largely my role as the Senior Program Manager for the Alzheimer's Association, offering these resources. So the Alzheimer's Association leads the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementias by accelerating global research, driving risk reduction and early detection, and maximizing quality care and support. And my pillar is the care and support. Our vision is a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementias. The association offers many resources for information and support, including our free 24/7 helpline, which is 1-800-272-3900, which is available anytime, day or night, and provides access to highly trained and knowledgeable staff who can help with education, decision-making support, crisis assistance, and resource identification. Online resources at alz.org, including education programs covering a wide range of topics, and the Alzheimer's Association and AARP Community Resource Finder, which includes a wealth of resources available in your area, including long-term care and community-based resources and services, local association offices, and additional programs and support services. That concludes today's presentation of Healthy Living for Your Brain and Body. Thank you all so much.